Hey everyone, it's Types, and today I'm going to be playing an interesting Arceus deck that I found on Limitless. This one I just ripped straight off of Limitless, and I think it's pretty cool. It incorporates some new cards and some interesting new techs. I went over some of these ideas in a recent video of mine, I believe, going over the meta, but I'm actually going to be testing out one of the new decks. And this is Arceus V-Star with Pidgeot EX. Of course, I'm sure many of you have seen this before, often paired with Charizard just on its own. And this time it's mostly on its own, but there are a few interesting aspects. So, of course, you have Arceus here to accelerate mostly to itself. And its ability to allow you to set up. It's a very consistent deck. It hits 200 damage, 180 if you have a double turbo. And this deck does not play much damage increase. Then you have Pidgeot EX to allow you to search for cards every turn. You can attack with it to remove a stadium, has Sure Treat as well. It's a pretty nice Pokemon all in all. And then on top of that, we have somewhat normal terrains. We don't actually run research in this list. We do have basic water energy to allow us to use Melanie to accelerate energies. And we can even attack with the Radiant Greninja. Then there's also Shaman V. Shaman V is a really interesting tech card here. Sorry about that. I'm a little sick right now. But Shaman V here, Revenge Blast 60 and 40 more for each prize card your opponent's taken. So after they've taken one prize, it's 100. 2s 143s 180, so after 3 you're one-shotting certain multi-prizes and pretty much every single prizer. After 4 you're hitting 220, so you should be one-shotting most basic 2 prizers. Then after that, after you've taken they've taken 5, you're gonna be hitting 260. So 260 is gonna be a very solid number because that one shot, it doesn't one shot as many things as you'd like because it isn't one shot like V-Stars, but it's a solid number to hit. But the main reason it is in here, there's in this deck, is to hit Charizard EX for weakness, which is actually very important because Charizard EX is almost definitely the most played deck right now, one of the best decks right now as well. And so you run 2 grass energies. Hopefully that's enough. Shaman's not super consistent, but we have a few techs to make it more consistent. And then in terms of our main draw, it's just Iono here. As I said, we have Melanie, but then we have Boss Orders. Only one Boss Orders because we play Cross Switcher, an item card. You need 2 of this to Gust as well. This means you can Gust and then also play a supporter like another supporter at the same turn. Sharon's Care for healing, a very powerful card right now. And then we also have a copy of Poppy. Poppy is a really interesting tech here. This is move up to 200 from one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. This allows you to power up a Radiant Greninja in one turn, as well as Shaman and some other things. Because then you can have like 2 waters on something, move them to Radiant Greninja, attach a 3rd energy, and then all of a sudden snipe a bunch. This list also runs a V-Guard energy. I feel like that's worth mentioning. Personally, I'm not. It's an interesting card, but obviously it isn't acceleratable by Arceus that only accelerates the basic energy, so that becomes a little bit awkward. It's just only runs 7 basic, so no energy, or it does run 1 super rod, so you can recover some stuff, but not super easily. It runs a regular energy switch as well to allow you to do Shaman and a few other combos easier. Then we also run Vacuum, Rope, Beach Court, Candy, of course, and Normal Ball Search. And then lastly, and kind of importantly, this is a card I haven't played with too much, is Box Disaster. It's attached to a V, which is going to be a V-Stars as well. So if you probably put this on Arceus, it's one-shotted. You put 8 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. This is obviously a good chunk of damage, meaning that if you're against, say, something like Giratina and V-Star, they one-shot Arceus. I don't know if it has to be the damage. Yeah, it doesn't need to be damage, but if you're against like Giratina, they one-shot you with their first attack, then although you can stick Vigor to stop that from happening, but if they still do that some other way, then they're going to have 200 HP and you can one-shot them back with an Arceus. So I have not actually played this list yet, but I'm excited to mess around with it. And yeah, let's just see how it goes. But this is like an interesting deck because Poppy is a card that I didn't think was that good, but it has more potential than I thought it does. And then of course you have like the interesting grass is actually all right now because even though the most popular deck is kind of a fire deck, it's also like a dark deck. But keep in mind they might have fire attackers, so you don't want to be playing a straight grass deck, but you can put some grass techs into decks to be able to hopefully beat Charizard a bit easier. Also, Path to the Peak is very common against Charizard, so yeah, that's a bit sketchy for Arceus decks as well during the early game. If you get pathed, that won't be good for you. But let's see. Also, hopefully, I find matches. Matchmaking is, of course, as always, as it's been for a little while, a bit sketchy. It's not as bad as it was. I mean, it used to be like you couldn't find any matches. It's gotten a little better now. So we do reveal our hands to each other. We'll have to mulligan here. And we end up with a pretty Actually, not a great starting hand. And we're against a Palkia deck, possibly the Chin Pao, possibly Bex Caliber. I'll start Arceus, I think. I'm gonna stick the V-Guard on. I'm not loving this position. We need to top deck something pretty soon. But yeah, like this deck, obviously, the more like techy you go with the decks, the less consistent they are. So, um, yeah, and oh, my opponent's gotten a pretty strong start. We'll see if they have energy in hand or switch or something, because then they'll be in an amazing spot. Presumably, we don't know what's in their hand, but they're probably in a very strong spot. We see them running the Chien Pao Pidgeot. So Pidgeot's like super good right now. Um, I said this before, but it's better than I thought it was. I thought it was okay. It's like or I thought it was good, but it's actually like insanely good. It's almost definitely the best Strongyne right now, which is pretty cool. It's a stage 2 as well, but it allows you to play more tech cards. It's not the best consistency engine in the game because you only get one card per turn, but it's still not bad for consistency. And then we need to kind of hope they don't have too much going on here. So I'm going to bench both these Pidgeys. I'm going to stick a V-Guard on the active and just pass. This isn't a great position, unfortunately, so we might need to go to game 2 very soon, unfortunately. But we'll see. I always like, because this is why I say net decking decks, like, sometimes they're good. I think this list is pretty solid. I could have just gotten pretty unlucky here, or it might not be as good of a list, because sometimes you just net deck lists, and they're not as good, right? So we'll see how good this list is. They grab Candy Palkia. So this, I mean, this is obviously a Chin Pao Bex Caliber list, but they are running Palkia as well. Um, in addition to Pidgeot. Also, sorry for any noise, background noise right now. Um, then let's see what else I got going on. And Radiant Greninja is also Radiant Greninja is like very important in the second Chin Pao. To combine with Pidgeot, because as I said, it's not its own draw engine. Um, completely. That's why Arceus can like Arceus Pidgeot can struggle in the late game, especially if you get Path. But even if you don't, you can struggle. Yeah, we're gonna lose. I'm gonna scoop because this seems like a loss no matter how we do it. So unfortunately, we lose our first game. There are a few tricky things we can do there theoretically if we got super lucky, but even those wouldn't be amazing plays. So um, yeah, Chin Pao and Chin Pao search for energy, and then Radiant Coach allows you to draw more cards, which is a nice synergy to allow you to have like a backup draw engine in addition to Pidgeot. And then sometimes you stick an Arceus, sometimes a Barrel in Pidgeot decks as well. So that's why I'm a little concerned about this deck not having any other engine. It has Arceus and then Pidgeot, but those both have some flaws in them. But we'll see. I do believe Arceus Pidgeot is one of the best decks in the game right now as well. And this is a techie Arc Pidgeot, so I think it's solid. And we'll go first this game. And we hopefully we do all right here. Okay, this hand isn't great, but it's better than the other game. And depending on what we top deck, we could be in a very good position. There's a possibility that Shaman will actually be a very good attacker here as well, and Shaman V has a retreat cost of 1, meaning that it does get free retreat with Beach Court, which this list runs. Beach Court's also interesting, and we're against Lost Zone. Okay, we hit a third double turbo. I did not expect that, but I'm just going to grab Arceus. And then stick the energy on, and we should be okay going here. Then we're going to Iono after this next turn, and I'll say Box of Disaster, I guess. I'm not sure if it matters too much. Really, it's not that strong of a card in this matchup. Well, it depends if they're running the Giratina list, I should say, or some other like Pokemon that has the potential to one-shot, like Palafin, or even the V's. I guess a lot of lists do run Pokemon that can one-shot at least Shaman. So I might put Box of Disaster on Shaman. If we get Iono, it's not a huge deal. Our hand isn't that good. We do see them hit the Colress, so if they hit into Shaman with Cramorant, we'll just stick the Box of Disaster on Arceus, and let's see, they lost on Manaphy, which is interesting. They may not know we play Radiant Greninja and can attack with it. We do see the Cramorant hit the board, so they need a couple of switches and like another Comfy, which is possible that they have. I'd say like okay, yeah, they definitely have it now, right? They lost them to Switch, which is good for us, I guess. Or that means they got something completely nasty. I was playing, and then I don't remember what I was playing, but I was against Lost Zone. Okay, that's interesting. I don't really know what that was, not gonna lie. I don't know why they want to send the Arceus into the active, because they can't attack with Crit. But we'll take it, right? And then I was up against Lost on the other day, and they got turned out. They scooped. I don't know what that was. Okay, so we're 1-1. Both the games not great games. But we'll play a third one here. But yeah, Lost Zone is crazy turn one. Sometimes it's just bad. But I was against Lost Zone, and they got turn one double Mirage Gate, which was not good. So I lost that game because they like Radiant Green just and like destroyed my setup. I didn't get donked, but I lost pretty badly. And I think they probably did the thing where they hit like like a bunch of LVIP passes. They just drew like the perfect hand. But that game, my opponent did not draw the perfect hand. So, oh, I was like, what's waiting for field ship? That's their name. Um, let's see. I hope we can win this third one and get a good game in, right? Because we set up decently. We like set up okay that other game, but we didn't even get. I mean, we only played one turn, so there's only so much you can do there, right? Um, come on, opponent. I don't know what's going on today. Live, I hope the servers didn't break again. Like every time I go to record, the servers always seem to like stop working, which is not good. But hopefully they'll be fixed soon. And yeah, I'm just cross my fingers, right? Okay, they've chose heads finally. Let's hope they actually chose it and aren't just like didn't just crash out. Because if they crashed out, then well. I will end up with a winning record, I guess. I think I'd be underwhelmed though, and I'm sure you would be as well if we don't actually get any games. But it looks like they did eventually get there. They're choosing to go first now. That's fine. And we have an okay starting hand. This is actually it's okay. It's not great. I'm a bit nervous. We don't have. I guess we go for Pidgeot EX when that's set up. So. On their second turn, we'll see. Maybe they're AFK, which would be unfortunate. So I will play a fourth game in that case. Let's see if we can get an actual game because we only played like one actual game where the opponent. Oh no, we played two actual games. We bricked and then the opponent like bricked. We're in an Arceus mirror though, so that's fun. It's like a surprised face. No, I'll just do a smiley face. The emotes are so bad. I don't know why they're so bad. Okay, they're going. Arceus Reggie Draco. Interesting deck with Curly. I have seen this list actually a few times, surprisingly. It's a bit of a weird deck, but we'll see. Ultra Ball. This is actually very important. And wow, okay, so they missed their first Ultra Ball. They were not able to get any attackers in the discard. I don't know what they're getting off this Ultra Ball either. It's really interesting. They got rid of an Ultra Ball. Getting rid of switches and crazy. Okay, Squawkabilly. I guess that makes sense. In Arceus, right? Or in Reggie Draco. It makes some sense in Arceus, but we'll see. What are they going to get rid of? Nope, they have a Grass Energy, so they're going to attach that. Squawkabilly. Squawk and Seize. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know the name of the ability because I don't know. I played Squawkabilly and like Ting Lu, but anyway, we'll see. I don't know what else they need. There probably isn't really much they can play. Maybe some other Pokemon, but even then, they might want to save room for Luminion. But both Luminion and Squawkabilly at the same time seem scary. So I'm just gonna bench this Pidgey, and then I'm gonna pass. I think. Yeah, that seems okay. This isn't the strongest position. I could get rid of Beach Court and how good is Energy Switch here? Energy Switch is only okay. I think I'll just pass and kind of hope if we get like Ionode or something like that. If we get Judge, that's not great. If we get Ionode, we should be okay because we'll draw the same amount of cards. And we'll just go from there. So Nest Ball, I assume they're gonna get another Ralts. Could be another Regidraco as well. We're gonna get another Regidraco. I guess that's the main attacker. It's kind of weird they bench double Arceus. Assuming our Arceus will live as well this turn. There's yeah, it is gonna live. So they grab an Arceus now. They're obviously off to a stronger start than us. They got rid of Appleton. So Appleton's a pretty solid attacker. If you don't know Regidraco V-Star, copies Dragon type attacks. In Appleton here, it does 70 for each special energy attached to all our Pokemon. Luckily for us, we don't have any energy attached. So that's obviously not good, but hopefully they don't KO Pidgey. I feel like they're going to KO Pidgey. I think I messed up, guys. I could have gotten something else. We'll see. I'm just gonna kind of hope this all works out. Because Draco isn't always the best during like the late game, but if you sit up with Arceus, you're probably okay. And then you get a Curly, they're either gonna get they might just grab Boss, um, plus double turbo or something, but they could grab something else as well. Let's see what they get. Um, okay, a double turbo, that makes sense. I don't know what they had in their hand either. I'm just assuming they had something. Path. Oh, I don't like that. Um, Research. Okay, we're living at least, which is good. But this is not a. Oh, and beach court. We have beach court to bump, so that's fine. Good thing we didn't get rid of that as well. So another Arceus at the board. And I'm feeling okay with this position. It's not great. What I thought they got something else in the discard. No, they didn't. So they're just gonna hit us for 180. That's not that strong. Box of Disaster is not that. It's okay in this matchup, but only when we get to a bit of a later position. So I could probably just discard it. Need to accelerate to something else as well. So I might just grab like Iono off of this, but there still has like prizes remaining, so I'm not sure if that's not a great play. We hit Nest Ball. That's actually a nice rip. So I'm gonna grab another Arceus, and then I think I grab. So I need this in play. I guess I get rid of Box and Energy Switch. Box is okay actually. I'll get rid of uh, Ultra Ball Energy Switch, and then I'm gonna grab Pidgeot. Please be in deck. Yeah, there we go, Pidgeot. And I can grab the double turbo, or I could go for. Or do I push and grab like an Iono or something? I don't really want to grab an Iono here. I'm not gonna lie. It seems scary. Like not super consistent if we go for that. So I'll just grab a double turbo and hope we don't get pathed next turn. And I think I'll play Box Disaster onto the bench Arceus as well, just in case they hit into that. But we're hoping at this point, right? This is not a great position, but we're even on prizes, so we're not out of it by any means. We did lose the energy switch though, which does mean that we can't use Shaman as easily. A bit unfortunate there. We still do a Poppy though. Pretty much if we get past that, that's bad. That's really bad. But assuming we don't get past, it should be okay. A Draco, that's fine. Like, Draco's not even that good here. It hits substantially less than Arceus. It doesn't accelerate energy, so that doesn't really make sense to do right now. And then, let's see, what else? Appleton, they're down 2 energies, 1 path. I wonder how many path they run. It could be like 2. I wouldn't be shocked if that's how many they're in. And they're just getting rid of. Okay, they got rid of the double turbo, which is a bit interesting. Please don't path me here. Earlier. Okay, okay. Right now, like they want Path, right? Because they aren't gonna get hurt by Path, and we definitely will. So Ultra Ball, what do they get in the discard as well? They're looking to get Hisuian Gudra up, and they do, and then Guillotine as well. So Hisuian Gudra V-Star is definitely scary here. They might actually use the Beach Court as well. We can grab another Regidrago. Gudra will not be too good for us, but if they one-shot the Arceus, things will be they'll be all right, I guess. Because we will put damage with the Box of Disaster. So let's see. Just no path, please. And then we can continue in this game. Probably grab Iono. The hand's gonna be 5 maybe. So I'm going to Judge as well. They don't want that card. Of course, at some point it could be good, but as of now, it's not. So I imagine if they had Path, they'd just slam it down. So they attach energy as well to Regidrago. They're down 3, 7, 8, 9. So they have 9 energy out of deck. They probably play 2 more double turbos. But I don't know what else they'd run. So we'll see. I imagine they're an accelerate, so we could go for a boss trap strategy. But keep in mind that double turbos are still a thing that they have. So that probably isn't the strat. We also play cross switcher as well instead of boss. And we see they actually probably are out of energy right now. So we're just gonna we're gonna hit them with Arc and we're not gonna KO them, which isn't ideal. I should have sent up Pidgeot. It really doesn't matter too much, but I'll do this. We hit Box. That was not at all what we needed. I think, how many outs do I have to a V-Star? One, two. Oh, wait, I can just grab the V-Star and use the ability. Yeah, I'll do that one. So you can V-Star power, grab out of the deck. Let's see. We definitely need Iono, right? We need to draw cards. This is where I'd like research as well, but I'll do Iono and um, let's see what else. We could grab Arceus. That seems okay. Radiant Greninjas also seems like a solid option for some more draw power, but I think Arceus, stick box on that, and Iono should be okay. And so we draw 6 new cards. These cards are okay. We can bench Pidgey. Nothing wrong with that. Um, Basic Grass can hit the Arceus, I think. And then we're just going to go and hit into him. And we're going to two-shot this Arceus. This seems like not, this doesn't seem good. I'll say that. But it is winnable. I'll again also say that it's winnable. We can Radiant Greninja. Oh, I should have possibly accelerated the third energy as well. It's fine. We can actually Radiant Greninja. We have Poppy in deck. Then we can get search Radiant Greninja and attach and do that stuff. So that's a route. It's not the best route, but it's a thing we can do. Um, and I don't hate it, so that's good. Trying to think what else we got here. And sorry if there's noise outside my house right now. So if you can hear that, sorry about that. Oh, and also while we're here, I'd love to ask you to subscribe. Obviously, I'm trying to do more content. I have some good ideas, I think, in the future as well that I believe you all enjoy. But yeah, I hope you can always unsubscribe, and it's just free and all that, so no reason not to, right? But yeah, no, I appreciate all the support I've gotten so far, so thank you for that. Um, and yeah, my opponent's not doing too much. So they attach another double turbo, which is interesting, meaning that they're down a lot of energies. They have probably one more double turbo, could be prized as well. So we could go to try to trap Curlia. I think they're down one switch. Yeah, one switch. And they're going to retreat their Arceus as well, which is of course damaged. That's an interesting route. That was not what I was expecting. I'm nervous about this Regidrago because they can just one-shot our Arceus. We one-shot them back. I'm assuming they're going to one-shot Arceus right now. There are other routes they could go down as well. They could Rolling Iron. If they Rolling Iron, I think we're better because then we can KO. Okay, yeah, they are just going to one-shot that. I think we want to Iono and then just KO them. That seems okay. I'm assuming they're going to get rid of the double turbo on Arceus as well. They need one grass energy to win the game at that point. So they got rid of energy off of Regidrago. That's really strange. Okay, I don't know what they're doing now. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of confused. But you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. And now we can just KO Regidrago, which is gonna be pretty nice. Box Disaster also on Arceus is pretty useless. Because well, obviously, if it dies, we lose. So we have Arceus though. We hit Candy, which is kind of funny. Not do we do Candy? It's okay, but it's not that good. Like you grab another Pidgey. I'll grab another Pidgey. I don't know if it's too useful. Double turbos, not amazing either. I'm gonna quick search first, which we're gonna get Iona, right? We need to Iona them and mess with them as best as we can. Because it looks like we're losing really badly, and we kind of are, but it's still a winnable game. We're not going for the poppy play just yet either. So I will get down though Radiant Greninja. I won't stick double turbo on it though. That's not good. Because we won't be doing as much damage. But I'm gonna Radiant Greninja, Iono them down to 2, and then we can KO the Regidrago. So possibly them going for Rolling Iron would have been a better play, but I think they could have just swung with Arceus and they would have been okay as well. V-Guard can hit Radiant Greninja. V-Guard could even be put on Arceus as well, or we could discard it. I'll Nest Ball as well. We have Shaman. I feel like Shaman isn't what we get here. So I'll put it on. I think I'll put the V-Guard on Radiant Greninja. Yeah, we can search stuff out. I'm trying to think the best way to do this because they probably don't have a way to get double grass on. So I'll just stick on Radiant Greninja. It seems a little bit better. We can go with Arceus, and by the way, Arceus has, oh no, Arceus V-Star, I thought it had a retreat cost of 1 because of the stadium, but it's only basics. So the V had a base retreat cost of 1, but the V-Star does not. So Trinity Nova, grab the KO, and accelerate some energies to Arceus, I guess. There's a chance we get punished for it, but I think that's pretty low. So just stick that energy there, meaning that we can poppy easier, and then go in with the Radiant Ninja, and then be able to rebound from that again a bit easier. And we're looking at, excuse me, that Squawk ability as a final like target to KO, and possibly an Arceus or Regidrago or something. So we see them send up their Arceus, which is again an interesting route. I'm wondering if they run any type of snipe-based attacker. That would either be Garchomp V or Zygarde, I imagine. Maybe probably not Zygarde, but I would not be shocked if they ran Garchomp V, which would allow them just to snipe our Arceus for game. Keep in mind, we could also try to stick V-Guard on Pidgeot. We need it on Arceus, so those won't get one-shotted. But they are low on energies. They are down 3 grass energies. I think 5 actually. Yeah, 2 are in the Lost Zone. They probably only play like 7. They might even just play 6, but probably 7, maybe 8. So they don't have a ton left in deck, is what I imagine. I'm glad our last game is like actually a good game. That it's not just like a fast conceit. So yeah, they need an energy to attack with Arceus as well. They can retreat, but then they have only 1 energy on play. So yeah, this is why you need to be careful of your resources, right? Let's see, we see Gallade hit the board. That's a surprise. Especially when they're almost out of research. I wonder what they're looking for. Because there's not really anything they can trap. They could kill Radiant Greninja, which is a fair play. I don't know if that's what they're going for either. So we see them grab a research. They're only going to have 4 cards in deck if they research now, which is not obviously a lot. So this is where like surprise mill cards can be good. But surprise mill is not very good right now. Surprise mill is usually not good either. We see them attach another Devil Turbo to Arceus, which is fine, though they're not going to be doing a ton. I mean, it's still 160, which is awful. And they didn't play Palpad either to refresh their deck. Maybe they're confident in what they have, but what they have isn't that good, I'll say. So we have Beach Court to bump the stadium, which I think we'll do. We probably retreat into Arceus, and keep in mind that the cross switcher will be pretty nice as well. Iono, I don't think is a great play here. They probably have access to what they want anyways. So then we have Path, Nest Ball. Like Path would be scary if they Iono'd us, but they didn't. So I'm happy with that. I don't even know if they run Iono. I don't think they played it yet. Iono is like it's not a 4 in every deck, but it should be played in most decks. Anyway, so they have Gallade, which is kind of scary. Gallade might cause problems because it means they have a high likelihood of hitting boss. Which I just realized. Which is not great for us. I'm trying to think the way around this. We could, Sharon's Care is not a great play. I'll say that. We could Sharon's Care the Arceus, or Sharon's Care our Arceus, and then snipe their Arceus. Yeah, I'll do that actually. So I'm gonna Sharon's Care up our Arceus with all those cards, which doesn't feel too good, but it's kind of what we got to do. I'll send up Pidgeot here, play Beach Court. I realized I did this in like a weird order, but it should be okay. I'm gonna quick search, grab it out of the deck. Another cross switcher. Hopefully we prize the cross switcher. Hopefully that's okay. I'm gonna snipe Arceus. I'm gonna bench this Arceus V. Double turbo right here. Oh, this is where we don't have as much energy as we want. But I'm gonna I can retreat, or actually I can cross switch into Pidgey, which I'll have free retreat. And then grab that Arceus. Or even Radiant Greninja has free retreat now. And KO that with Pidgeot, and we can actually bump the stadium as well. Box can hit Arceus again, it doesn't matter. And we hit him, grab the KO with Pidgeot. So Pidgeot's attack obviously isn't great, but oh wait, do you want to discard the stadium? No, we won't discard the stadium. And then the Pidgeot's attack's not great, and sometimes it is clutch and can win you games. So we see a Pidgeot and Arceus. Those are not the prizes we wanted. We wanted a cross switcher. That was definitely what we kind of needed there. And so we will look to to stall a turn here, right? Probably sacrifice Pidgey. Keep in mind that they probably have boss, but they probably don't have double boss if I had to guess. So And they probably don't have grass either. They could play gardenias. That's not impossible. And if they do, they probably have game, in which case I should have bumped Beach Court because they have a pivot in Squawkabilly. But I think they don't play gardenias. I'd say probably 75% chance they don't. Obviously, there are different routes, and depending on what they play, things can go badly or could go well. But we see, I don't know, they're just doing some different. I don't know. They're thinking through their options now, right? I did something they probably didn't expect. This is why Sharon Scare is such a strong card right now, or it always has been, honestly. Except for like a very one-hit KO centered metas, Sharon Scare is very good because it allows you to just escape these awkward situations. They send up Squawkabilly because it has free retreat, but like really they kind of pivoted out of Arceus anyways. Then like Arceus isn't. I mean, it's their attacker, but it's not an amazing attacker, right? So. It's not a one-shotty attacker, I should say. And this is why Pidgeot also like some people say like its HP is low, and it is low for a stage 2 EX, but for just any random 2 prizer, it's not low because it has the same HP as Arceus V Star, more HP than V. So it's not actually a liability, and it's free retreat, which is means it's a great support Pokemon. They've discarded so many cards. Path again is super scary for us as well. So good thing we've drawn to Beach Court. We got a bit lucky as well this game because we hit Beach Court. We have Vacuum as well. So hopefully things continue to go our way. But right now we don't need too much. Just pass. Okay, that's interesting. We can hit Squawkabilly now, and I could stick Water on Radiant Greninja as well. I can Melanie actually to Arceus, stick Water on Radiant Greninja. Oh, wait, no, I think I have game. I think I can just Melanie to Arceus, so they probably shouldn't have left that in the active. Quick search, do we have double turbo? If we have double turbo, we win this game right now. And yeah, we do. Okay, nice. So we are able to just retreat into Arceus. I think they weren't expecting that play. A random Melanie, like your opponent just whiffs that out at some random point. But we do have it, and so we are able to win the game. Very close game. Are able to come back as well. This deck's really interesting. Shaman, we could have gone for Shaman as well, which I guess would have worked. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this deck, but it's an interesting one, certainly. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Arceus is going to do in the future, and in Grass as well, because Grass is an interesting type right now. But I hope you enjoyed the video. As I said earlier, if you enjoyed it, I'd love if you subscribed, like the video. If you did enjoy it, dislike it, and comment down any thoughts you have on it. In the list, check out the list as well. But I hope you enjoyed. As always, I'm excited to see you next time.